So in the beginning of this guided practice, as always, if you have a strong sense of momentum in a particular technique or practice you've been doing, then feel free to run with that. All of this is an invitation. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own practice, so feel free to take control of that. But I'm going to suggest that we all begin with our body. Check in with your body. Try to find a way to straighten up and also settle in. Having a long spine with your head reaching towards the sky. The root of your spine, your tailbone tucked into the ground or your chair. Having an upright, sort of noble quality. Almost like pretending you're like a king or a queen, aristocrat. Having a noble bearing. Proud, confident, and yet also vulnerable and open. Having a light top and a heavy bottom. To whatever degree any of this is available or possible. Scanning your body, noticing what information it's giving you. Relaxation here, tension here. Pressure or temperature, pleasure or pain. Taking it all in as information, just like as if you're hearing words or seeing colors. Your body's giving you information. Normally, say if we were at the academy, I'd say try to be as still as possible, but in this case, if you feel like wiggling around or subtly making small adjustments or movements, seeing if that helps create more openness or flow or relaxation or energy in your body, being creative and playful, seeing what works. Generally speaking, most traditions and increasingly a lot of science is showing that for most people it's pretty healthy, optimal to breathe something like 5 to 10 breaths per minute. Seeing if you can have a natural, relaxed inhale and extend your exhale. Whatever degree is comfortable, but ideally somewhere in the 5 to 10 second range if it's available. Noticing any judgments of good and bad, right and wrong, and realizing that's just a fabricated label. Set that aside. And with a curious attitude, coming back to seeing what it's like to be in our bodies, making these small adjustments, being upright, grounded, having natural breath in, and trying to allow our breath to go out for as long as it feels comfortable, relaxing our bodies on the exhale. and just have this ordinary experience. Letting go of any expectation or assumptions or judgments about having bells and whistles or angels and demons or bright lights or sweeping rapture or bliss. If any of that happens, that's great, but letting go of any assumption or expectation of any result, as if you're like a newborn baby exploring a new cardboard box for the first time. Wow, what is this breath like? What is this body? What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? If you have any stories or judgments or opinions coming up, you have two choices. One is just let that go and come back to your direct embodied experience, being with your body and your breath, or try to create a better opinion, a better story, a better judgment. Be your own best friend, be your own Dharma teacher. And go, hey, I'm here, doing a pretty good job. All I have to do is take this one breath, notice what's happening right now in my body. I can do that. Hey, nice job. I just noticed I got distracted. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, let me go back. If you're in a good groove, then keep it up and deepen even more into that. If you're having a challenge, then that's great. You're learning a lot right now. Feel free to experiment with what you're focusing on, how you're focusing on it. Maybe focus elsewhere, maybe focus in a different way. Try different things. If you're feeling anxious, that's fine. Maybe something happened earlier and now is your opportunity to fully feel that and let that go. Eat that meal completely. If you're feeling tired, then that's fine. Maybe you had a tiring day. Maybe something happened that we don't even know about. Work for that. Continually bringing yourself back, noticing if you're entering wrong thoughts or false assumptions like, I'm doing a bad job. Try choosing a different story or letting that go. And coming back to our bodies, coming back to our breath. It's helpful, you can use visualization techniques, imagining your lower half of your body as if it's a huge boulder resting firmly deep into the earth, or imagining you're a tree with deep roots sinking into the soil, imagining the energy of the earth and the sky entering your body. You can play with different visualizations or words in your mind if it's helpful, to see if that helps you feel more of your body, feel more relaxed or energized in your body. Use this as a laboratory to just see what happens when you try different things. And then if you find yourself settling, you might want to let all of that go and just see, can I be completely with this breath, with this next body sensation that's the most alive? If it feels available, just dropping in and tuning into that direct experience of our body or our breath in our body. So in a moment, I'll ring the bell and we'll have a short 7-minute break. Opportunity to use the bathroom or stretch, but I'd encourage you to practice slowing down or speeding up, noticing the impact, what it's like if you consciously slow down your movements, what impact that has on your mental state, on your body. Or if you have more energy, if you try to exaggerate and go faster. If you want, you can do a walking meditation, but try to stay in noble silence. And of course, if you want, you can always come back to your seat and continue sitting. And try to get back around 7 minutes. I'll hit the bell when 6 minutes have gone by. To start, if you have a partner, go ahead and face them. Change your chairs. I have instruction for you too.
What's that?
I have instruction for you too. I have some instruction for you as well. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So begin with just settling into your own body, noticing what it's like right now. Zero concern or care for the other person right now. Just what it's like knowing you're in your current situation. Oftentimes we meditate and we're usually alone, and that's one form of practice. But it turns out relationships and people are a great source of emotional triggering, you could say, and also a great source of emotional support. And oftentimes there's a lot just being in a social situation, stepping into a new room of people, and already there's information in our bodies, information in our minds. So just noticing what's alive, setting aside any labels of what's happening, and just giving yourself full permission to feel and be aware of whatever's there right now. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to agree with it. Just noticing what's there. Might be physical sensations. It might be emotions in your chest. It might be thoughts, stories, memories in your mind. It's okay if you don't have words for what you're feeling or what's happening. Just fully experience what it's like to be you right now. So in a moment, we're gonna make eye contact with our partner. And even if you're alone right now or you do this at home, I actually did this in a solitary retreat where I imagined there was a person looking at me, making eye contact with me, as if the wall had eyes and was a being. In a moment, and when I hit this bell, I'm going to invite you to make eye contact with your partner. Soft eye gaze, focusing on just one eye. And notice primarily what it's like to feel seen. What's it like in your body, in your experience? What do you notice that there's another being paying attention to you? That you're in a connection right now. Prior to words, most of you probably don't even know each other very well or at all. A lot of new people here today. And just notice what comes up. And again, if you're at home or doing this alone, you can always just imagine as if there was a face in front of you. In a lot of ways, this is all happening in the mind anyway. Noticing if there's any inclination for some of us to automatically and compulsively go out to the other person, and instead bring your awareness back to yourself, having the opening that there is someone looking at us, someone's giving us their attention, their awareness. We're in connection, and I don't need to do something for them right now. We're already doing enough by just paying attention to each other and settle at least 60, 70, 80% of your awareness just on yourself. What's happening in your own body? What's the impact on your breathing, your mind, your heart? Noticing if we've gone maybe more still, more silent, or maybe we feel a lot more. A lot of activation, a lot of movement, a lot of energy. Just noticing what's happening right now, not needing to put a explanation or interpretation or story behind it. Keeping it matter of fact and objective. Noticing in your body, is there anywhere that I am not paying attention to? Maybe doing a body sweep from your head to your toe. Seeing if you can bring your breath, your awareness to all parts of your body, or at least more parts of your body.
Hard to hear you.
Oh. I'll speak up. Sweep your body from head to toe. Notice if there's any part of your body that's you can't feel, or that you feel too much. Maybe spend some time there. as you imagine or physically see this person, and you're looking at them and they're looking at you, you can also notice, if you haven't already, is there any emotions? Often in the central channel, around the heart or chest or belly. Any felt sense, maybe a tensing or fluttering, lightness or warmth, expansion or contraction. Feeling nervous or excited, fearful or enthusiastic, happy or sad. And as you feel ready, you can either close your eyes, or look down, or look away, and notice what it's like in your body now. Is there a sense of loss or relief? Is the energy more alive now than before? Do you feel ungrounded or more grounded? More sensitive or less sensitive? And again, if you wish, I invite you to look up to your partner's gaze, and this time, try imagining sending goodwill to your partner. Maybe saying a phrase or a word in your mind, like compassion or thank you for doing this with me. Just silently saying this in your head. Seeing if there's an aspect of this experience that you can appreciate or cherish or is easeful or enjoyable. Maybe something that you appreciate about your partner. Maybe something physical, color of their eyes, or maybe something more abstract, like the way they're looking at you. Or maybe something communal, just the fact that we're doing this together. A lot of different options. Let's see if you can generate and cultivate a consistent sense of goodwill, appreciation. Letting go of any need to do this correctly or right. Instead, cherishing the opportunity to be with another human being in this time of pandemic, and practicing this rare skill of being together without needing contact. regardless of what's happening, just the mere fact, just the fact that you're trying to cultivate goodwill, that you're looking at another human being without any sense of needing something from them, wanting something from them, is amazing. You can appreciate that and see if there's any opening to settle even more, feel even more, appreciate even more. Then you can look down or close your eyes and come back to yourself once again. Notice any change or difference, what it's like in your body, what your breath is like, what your heart is like, what your mind is like. And then for this last round, before we make eye contact, I'll give you some instruction. Popcorn style, or back and forth. Well, let's say back and forth, actually. Back and forth, you're going to verbally out loud, at your own pace, at your own speed, notice and share just a few words what's alive, what's present in your experience. I'm noticing tension in my left foot. Noticing now more tension actually is on my left side. Now I'm noticing it relaxed. I'm noticing concern about my voice. If you're doing this at home or have an imaginal being, you only need to share noticings about yourself and what it's like to have this imaginary being watching you, observing you, giving you attention and love, and just sharing noticings. If you're physically with another person, we'll just go back and forth, sharing noticings about what's most alive only in your own self-experience. Try to limit any shares that are about the other person or how you feel about the other person, but just keeping it to any body sensations, emotions, anything you're aware of in your own experience. So as you feel ready at your own pace, you can make eye contact and back and forth, sort of tossing a ball, sharing out loud any noticings.